Hey everyone, it's Mike Adams here with Big Mike's Magic, and welcome back to another day in the arena. And in today's video, guys, we're going to be playing a little Esper today, and this is a deck that I'm calling Nightmare of Truth, okay? And this is a fun deck to play, and really cool, and it's been actually pretty competitive. And so I'm excited to share this one with you guys. One of the key cornerstones of this deck is, obviously, we got the Nightmare, okay? So we got the Muse in here. Okay, and obviously this is just such a powerful planeswalker. The +1 ability, you get a 2/3 token creature that whenever it attacks or blocks, you get to take 2 off the top of their deck and remove them from the game. Okay, and later with the 7 cast -7 ability, you can grab up to 3 cards that you've been able to remove from the game. And play them without their casting costs. So it's very powerful. And obviously the -3 ability right there in the middle, being able to return a permanent to their hand and then making them exile a card. And this is really, really cool because a lot of times when this card drops, they might only have 1 or 2 cards in their hands, and a lot of times they're holding it. Maybe it's a counterspell, or maybe it's just something that they're waiting to put out there. And you have then from there when they finally play it, you can make them discard it immediately with this. So very powerful. So there's our Nightmare, and then here's the Truth. Okay, so we got Atris, the Oracle of Half Truths, and this one right here, it took me for a little bit to catch on to how incredibly powerful this card actually is. I play a lot of Esper decks, Dimir decks, things like that. And when I actually started to figure this out, because I was like, okay, Menace, not a big deal. I'm not usually running a lot of aggro or trying to attack a lot, with a ton of creatures in Esper and Dimir, right? But when I looked at the card draw ability, okay, so when it comes into play, target opponent looks at the top 3 cards of your library, and then from there separates them into a face-down pile and a face-up pile. And then you get to choose one of those piles and put them into your hand. And it is so surprising how many times people forget to put them into piles. So many times they just put 3 in one pile and then 0 in the other one, and you just select all 3 and you get all 3 cards. So that's huge, but otherwise you're either getting 2 or 1 card, either the face-up card or the 2 face-down. And so either way, it's a great way to draw additional cards. And on top of that, I like to use it with Teferi or even the Tyrant Scorn here. At the end, once you've used the ability, you can bounce it back to your hand and use it again. And so it's a great way to continue to cycle through your deck to get the things that you need to go ahead and dominate your opponent. But let's take a look at the rest of the deck here. Okay, we got 4 Omen of the Sea. Again, this is like an opt on steroids. Okay, a flash, 1 blue and 1 colorless. And when it comes into play, you get to scry 2, and then you get to draw a card, and then you can sacrifice this later to scry 2 again. So very powerful. We got 1 Despark in here to just simply remove from the game anything big. 4 Thought Erasure. Huge, okay, and this one's been around for a while, so you already know how powerful this is. Surveil 1. Tyrant Scorn. This card's starting to get a little bit more play. I think last season, you didn't see this card a lot. But now, okay, where you're moving away from having so many board wipes in your decks, and I was even actually running a lot of Legion's End for a while, which I still like to use, but I'm finding that this card is just a little bit more flexible and really good for your spot removal on things that are small, and then on things that are big, you can always bounce it back to their hand and make them wait around before they can hit you. We got 3 Narsets in here, okay, and this one is just a tricky planeswalker. A lot of people just forget that when this is in play, they can't draw extra cards. And so a lot of times, if they're just not paying attention to the board, they're going to try to play their cards so that way they can draw extra, and it's like, oh, forgot about Narset. And either way, you can use its ability to look at your top 4 and then grab yourself a non-creature, non-land card from the 4. And usually you get to play that twice, and then it just sits out there with 1 until it either gets killed or you put out another one. Okay, so Narset, very powerful. You all know about Teferi, okay? And this just allows it to where, when this is out, nobody can counter what you're doing. So all of your sorceries and creatures that you want to play, if this is in play, you don't got to worry about people countering you. Or, especially when you're dealing with those flash decks, people doing stuff on your turn. So it's a great way to control that. You can return an artifact or a creature or an enchantment, okay, to its owner's hand, and then you get to draw a card. So again, you can use this on their stuff, and you can also use it on your stuff. Like if you're going to bounce this back to your hand, a lot of times I'll bounce the Oath of Kaya back to my hand so that way I can use it again to gain that life. Okay, we got 3 of those in the deck here. Deals 3 damage to any target. You gain 3 life. And then whenever someone tries to attack one of your planeswalkers while this is in play, you're going to gain 2 life and they're going to take 2 damage. So it's a nice little life gain engine. Esper always needs a little bit of that. We've got 1 Mortify in the deck, 3 of the Atris Oracle of Half-Truths, 4 Shatter the Sky. And absolutely love this card here. And really for me, it's taken the place of Kaya's Wrath, simply because of the casting cost. And I've had some people reach out saying, well, Mike, they get to draw a card. And, if they have a big creature out there, they get to draw a card. And it's like, it's fine. Because how many situations do you end up in where, you have the 2 white, and then maybe you got a blue and a black, and you can't run Kaya's Wrath, okay? Because you need 2 black. Okay, along with your 2 white. So the flexibility of this casting cost makes it worth it on the occasion that they get to draw a card. Not a big deal to wipe the board. We got 1 Elspeth Conquers Death. Cool saga. Great way to exile target permanent and opponent controls with converted mana cost of 3 or greater. So you can go ahead and take something big. You can take Nisa. Something big of theirs off the playing field. Get rid of it for the game. From there, the next round, it makes their non-creature spells a little bit tougher to cast by adding 2 colorless to it. And then round 3, okay, you can return a creature or a planeswalker in your graveyard into play with either a +1/+1 counter on the creature or an additional loyalty counter on the planeswalker. So really cool saga. We got 3 of our... And we got 1. Wait a second. That's not right. I was going to say, that's not right. There should be 2 of those bad boys in there. So let's get you back in there. Okay. So we got 2 Ashioks. Okay. Nightmare Muse. We already discussed that. And then as well, for an additional win condition, we got 2 Dream Trawlers in here. This card right here is one of, I would say, just one of the most annoying cards out there. It's great when you're using it, but when you're going against it, it's one of the most annoying cards to face, because if you don't have a board wipe, this thing is almost impossible to get rid of, okay? Obviously, if they can have something in place where you have to sacrifice, like a Doom Foretold, something like that, or board wipe, that's the only really way that you can get rid of this thing. They're very powerful, 3/5 flying, 2 blue, 2 white, 2 colorless. Okay, it's got lifelink, and whenever you draw a card, it gets a +1/+0 to the end of turn, and you can literally discard a card. You don't have to pay anything. Just discard a card and give this thing hexproof until the end of turn, which makes it so difficult to kill. And of course, whenever it attacks, you get to draw an additional card. So really powerful. Okay, we got 60 total cards in here, and I believe we got 26 mana in this deck. So 3, 6, 10, 12, 16, 20, 25 mana in this deck. And as far as the sideboard, and again, for the videos today, we're going to be doing best of 1. But this is the sideboard that I put together for it, for best of 3. A couple Devout Decrees, Noxious Grafts, Dovin's Veto, an additional Dispark. The Spyglass is in there. Kaya, Orzhov, Usurper, again, another powerful planeswalker which removes creatures from the game that are sitting in people's graveyards. So if you are running this and you're going best of 3, well, guess what? Now you're going to run into some of these, Simic decks where Euro is just sitting in that graveyard, keeps coming back. Well, you get a Kaya out there, you can actually get rid of that from the game. A couple Thieves of Sanity and 1 more Elspeth Conquers Death. So again, this is the Nightmare of Truth, guys. Pretty powerful deck, and I think that you guys will enjoy the gameplay here as well. Hopefully, you guys like the video. If you do, make sure to give this video a like, and if you have any questions about the deck, or if you see any ways that this deck can be improved, make sure to leave a comment in the video. Let's dive into the gameplay, and we'll see you in the next video. Isaac Neto, 57. Prepare to face the pain. And the reason that I'm going to roll the dice with this one, typically I like to keep with 3 mana We're going to hope that we can find one with our Omen here. So let's go ahead and keep it. Because I do like having a couple of Narsets right away. Okay. Okay, we ended up grabbing some mana, so I'm already feeling a lot better about keeping that. Okay, let's go. I assume we're going to face a Thought Erasure right here, right now, so you can, no? Okay, let's go. And I'm going to get this out because I want to get this Omen out right away. Right away. Let's get it out there. Oh, no, we got plenty of mana now. Let's see. Do we need both of these? I don't know if we need both of these, but it's hard to not want to keep that fifth. You know, so I'm actually gonna keep both of them. Okay, he hasn't hit us with anything just yet, so you know, let's take the mana. Okay, and again we knew that this was coming. What's he gonna take? Is he gonna take Atris? Ah, Narset. Take my Narset. Okay, that means that we need to get the other one out ASAP. Okay, we need to get you out ASAP. Right now, there's no need to take that damage. So let's get Narset. Okay, and let's look immediately. Okay, we'll take that. All right. Has he got another Thought Erasure? He just might. Well, we were only going to get one use out of our Narset anyway, it looks like. So we're fine. Let's go. I think I would just want to go ahead and start applying some pressure here. You know, it's worth taking some damage here. Actually, no. No. Two, or nope, not yet. Let's go ahead and let it come in tap. Let's run another Omen. Okay, well, I kind of like all this stuff. This will give us an opportunity. I'm just going to put this in the hand. You know, like having plenty of Ulthakayas, you know, looking at what, you know, obviously he's running Esper, so maybe he's going to drop a Teferi on us right here. He could drop a Nightmare Muse on us here. That would not be cool. Oh, well, look at that. We got a chance to repay the favor here on the old Narset, and we will most certainly oblige him. So you want to take out our Narset, huh? Well, let's go ahead and do yours. Just the same. You get one crack at it. And so far, so good. I mean, we're winning this. Typically, when it's like a mirror, you know, what we're looking to do is just kind of win the war of attrition here. And, you know, right now we have more cards. So we're sitting pretty good here right now. Okay, he's got his Omen. Okay. So he's going to start catching up here on cards. So our next play would be to get out Atris. So that way we can stay ahead on the cards. And you. How annoying is that? You know, Ashiok is truly one of the most annoying cards to face. You know, it's always fun. It's a joy when you're using it. But when you're going against it, it is one of the most brutal cards. So we're going to go ahead and hit this instantly just to, you know, you get one more crack with the dang thing. Okay. And then we're going to take a look at his hand and just make sure he can't bounce it back. Or we're going to see if he's got another one, and we're just going to snatch it right now. Right now. What do you got? Fine. What are you going to put in your hand, player? We got a lot of similarities going on here, don't we? Well, we'll get rid of Teferi. And we will keep ours. Okay. So now again, oh, well, there's really no point in keeping that now, huh? It's a bit of a misstep, because bye Teferi. Great job. That's great. And a Narset and a Thought Erasure? You. And now we're going to lose our Atris? Come on, dude. Okay. So this is one of those ones where, okay, we're playing the who's drawing what game here. And so, you know, now we're in a bit of a stall, right? So there's really no need to put that out. I'd rather look at scrying, which is what he's going to probably do. He's going to sack one of his omens if he's smart. Again, maybe he's keeping them. You know, maybe he's running Doom Foretold or something like that in this deck. We're not sure yet. Okay, so obviously not. All right, so you're not going to do anything. Let me look. All right. Yeah, I'd like to use Teferi. Okay, let's go ahead and pop Teferi in right away. And then what we'll do is we will kick our Omen back to our hand. And that'll allow us to draw the Temple. And then as well we can drop the Omen to gain a couple of additional cards here. That gives us that. Let's actually look at that. You know, it's always nice to see an exploding head, and really what he's looking at is the fact that he's got 2 cards in his hand, we have 6, and we're about to draw another one. So we had the card advantage. So again, when you're a lot of times when you're locked into the mirror match, you know, if you can just maintain the card advantage, it's enough for them to kind of, you know, in this scenario, he's like, look, I'm not going to be able to overcome this. Let's explode. So we will take that victory. Okay, and let's get back in here with the actual game sound on for you guys. I had to switch microphones so that way you could actually hear the game whenever I use my lavalier. There's no game sound, so hopefully this one will be a little bit more on point for you guys. Okay, Chainsaw Ninja. Temple. Okay. Let's draw the second temple, so we see red. But is it mono red? If so, we're lucky that he didn't get the drop on us already. 1 second here. Okay. So I am not feeling this right now. Let's see. Boom, boom. Yeah, I think we take the 2 and get rid of these right now. There's nothing worse than 2 of these little steam engines going crazy on you. So we get zapped for 2, and what else are you putting out there, man? Okay. Let's just, ay. We'll take the 2. Thought so. I'll take the mana. That's fine. Put him out there, man. So I'm hoping that he doesn't kill Atris. Oh. Okay. Because what we want to do here is I'd like to, if we have the ability to, bounce that puppy back to our hand. Choices here, because you know there's always the chance that he's sitting on the Ember Cleave. And that would mean 4 or 5 on the next round instead of 2. I should have waited on the mana. Oh, Mike, you are just quite the ball of work right now. Put out the Bone Crusher. Now what? What do you got, man? Okay. He's pretty proud of himself right now. Boosted again. Alright. So we take 2. Wonder what he's got over there. I think we go for it with the Muse. Start getting some tokens out here.
There is little as exquisite as the artistry of creeping, thieving project.
Okay, well, we might just survive this. We'll see. I would like to see an Oath of Kai. No, that'll do. So we can take a peek here. What do you got? Let's get rid of that. Let's ditch this. Okay, so not worth it on the next round to use our primary ability. Ay, ay, ay. Come on with it. He's gonna get a card. What's he gonna snag from me? Mana. Of course I have to block. So, no, that's perfect, because that allows us to drop another token. Allows us to destroy here. Atris. I really want that oath. Sitting at 5 is just kind of dangerous, but what could he draw? You know, I don't want to take the risk. Fine. And we have an exploding head. Here we go. Okay, let's go. It's always risky to just take 2 mana, but when you got that Omen, we're just gonna do this right now. I want to take the damage and just get it out there. Always hate to throw one of those. Let's just get it into the hand. It's definitely bait if he's running Dimir. Let's not take the damage. Okay. Good old Simic Flash, huh? So while we're on his turn, let's destroy it and see if we can get him to use a counter spell to protect it. I don't think he will. Because he wants to counter Teferi though, don't you? Okay. You know, really last season, I think he's using a model of last season's deck here, which was just so annoying. Okay, he's got enough for a quench, I'm sure. Let's see. You know, sometimes you just got to pick your poison when it comes to, you know, counter decks. It's like they're either going to have the counters and you got to work around them or through them. And so this was really just kind of taking a chance that he's not sitting on a quench. I don't really care about the Scorn. Mana. Cool. So, so what's he gonna do after that? Okay, you gotta go. Excellent. I'll take that. What we're going to do is we're going to be able to kind of manipulate him a little bit, unless he's got the Mystical Dispute, does he? And if he did, why didn't he counter this? Okay. Well, this is going back to your hand. Fine with that. No assault for now. Okay, I'm sorry guys, we got notifications on my other screen over here. We are tackling. You. Let's go you. To you. To you. To you. We're going to do Simic Aggro. You know, we might actually block this, just so he has to deal with Teferi a little bit longer. Because with this, we're going to run this on the Dryad. Again, hoping that he doesn't have a quench. Which would be just downright annoying, you know, like why, you know, he's had opportunities to use it. I think that he probably would have if he had it. But if we can get it out of his hand now, that's fine, because next round we got our Trawler. Beautiful. Okay, let's get one here.
I'll protect you.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Rise, my elemental friend.
Okay. Let's help him burn up a lot of his mana right now. I think I might just put the pressure on with this. And let's take out his Druid. Again, just to kind of clamp down his mana. He obviously doesn't know we have another Teferi to bounce and destroy another mana. And I think I want the cards actually. Let's do this. So we can refill our hand up here a little bit. And my initial thought was to grab Teferi, get him in play, bounce the Oath, smack down on that mana there. But it's hard to not want to get the cards. Sounds like you can have Narset or these two. Again, this is where the poker element comes into play. So that was a very nice bluff on his behalf. Let's take the Temple. Okay. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to let this dude burn his mana up here. Ooh, maybe not. The old frilled mystic. Well, and again, if we would have laid our trawler, would be cooked with that as well. So, okay, well, you get to counter Teferi. Good for you, Simic Flash. Good for you. Okay. So I'm assuming maybe what's he got going on? Okay. No. At the end of your turn, let's let you burn a counter spell here. Save him. You know you want to, man. Okay. Okay. So let's see if he's got one more. Oh, Simic Flash is so annoying. Okay. Yep, we know. I know you can't counter this now. I don't worth it to get those two off the battlefield. And then it's just me against the land. Yeah. Is he going to ditch Nisa now, or is he going to wait? He's smart to do it now, even though I know he doesn't want to. Because with lifelink, we can just start attacking it. Okay, so you can draw a jillion mana now.
The land will help us find a way.
Or, oh, just forest. Okay, I know you're indestructible. I'm just hoping you're not sitting on another Nisa. Do you really have that in your hand? Why is it risky? How could he pump the creature? Like, I know I can't kill it, but that'll wash the 3. Yeah, we can do this all day. We definitely like that. You got another counter. So I think we might be able to pull this off, because now we can protect them both. I don't know what he can really do to me here. My biggest concern is him dropping a Hydra here, but with the Muse now, we can throw the Hydra back in his hand and make him discard it. So I think we're going to be able to... What are you doing? Just putting him in play? Fine. We're cool with that, man. Mana. Okay. I mean, you know that's a wash, right? Yep, we're still at 26. Yep. I'm gonna get to you, player. It actually brings me great joy to defeat Simic Flash. It brings me great joy. Let's go boom, boom. You know, again, we're just, the Thought Erasure is just staying there because it doesn't, you know, it's fodder. This is just going to go out, so that way we can take care of the Brazen Borrower. Go ahead. Exploding Head, please. This Dream Trawler really finishes games. It really, really does. Hello. Hello. Good game. It's like some people are really feisty about it. It's like, I said good game. It's like, well, good for you. Okay. Good game. Now go. Good game. Exploding head now. Or is he going to, maybe I didn't say good game fast enough, so now he's going to, nay. No. Just no. Okay. Hexproof for you. Of course. Like, of course. You absolutely do not get my Dream Trawlers. Did we have fun on the match? Yeah, we got to beat up on Simic Flash. You know, we always like that. Okay, let's keep going. Alright, let's line up the next victim here. Oh, we got a little lag. I think I might start recording these using the stream elements. Cadmus. Okay. Time to pay the price. Yeah. Alright, only because of the Omen in the Sea. Okay. Grave. I don't want to see a mountain. You know, just whenever I have 2 mana, it's like... And yes, I know I'm wearing a red sweatshirt, but it doesn't mean I want to see mono red. You okay over there? Yeah. No. No. Okay. Alright, let's drop the Omen. Beautiful. And so I'm thinking we're going to run the Thought Erasure on the next play, so let's leave it as such. We want both the mana anyway. Oh, we know. Let's get this in play. It's very discreet, very innocent. Let's take a look at what he's got. Planeswalker. Planeswalker. Nope. Double Annex, though. And see, what's really annoying about this is if he can get it out, even if I wipe the board, he'll end up with 3 of these little satyrs, which is really annoying. I'll keep it. Wipe the board, and then we'll look for another board wipe. Of course he gets it. And we take 4. The ever fun mono red, and he's gonna get a card off this. No, it doesn't matter. We gotta do it. So we're just going to give him 3 ridiculous tokens. Oh, mono red, you are the bane of my entire existence. Comes the spinner. So basically we're in a spot where we literally need another board wipe, and we need it right this second. And probably it's like a miracle from the heavens. Look at that. Well, let's immediately goodbye to all of you. And you know, we're still not out of the woods though. we know that's coming, so that's plus the shock is at least 3. What else is he holding on to back there? Okay, so we already know that that's there. I think we gotta get Teferi out as purely a distraction. We're gonna bounce. That's pretty annoying. That's pretty annoying too. But again, you know, we kind of expected that there wasn't going to be much we could do there. He's had the jump on us since, and that doesn't even stop it. It's still lethal. I guess he can just pump. Mono red. Oh, mono red. You're just one Oath of Kaya away from being completely irrelevant. If I say that again, you guys know I get a little feisty about my mono, facing mono red. Especially when I'm running control. You know, again, it's just one of those things where, you know, if you got basically the first 5 rounds of the match and you got to survive it, and you're really trying to get yourself to round 7, 8, 9, you know, to really have your board set up and take control of the game. You know, mono red just simply doesn't allow for that. But that's the point, right? So let's go. Try not to beat up on mono red so much, because I get just annoyed when I get controlled as well. So okay. And seeing as how he's throwing the blue white, you know what? I'm just going to do that. No reason to take the 2 right now. Not quite sure what he's going to pull out here on me. You know, it's like I want both of these, but we already have one in hand. So unless he pulls out a Watery Grave here, I might regret dumping my trawler. So really we're just kind of hoping we don't see the black. But looking at the player avatar and the sleeves, you know, it seems like a blue-white control kind of deck here, right? Or maybe he fell asleep. Yeah, I didn't really want to see black. Okay. Well, we'll just have to live with that. Alright, we'll keep the Shatter the Sky because we don't know what variation of this he's running. Alright, Teferi. Let's see, is he going to bounce his enchantment? Yeah. Not a bad play. Of course, we will go ahead and look to get rid of Teferi right now. Appius. Okay, Appius. Okay. So now we're kind of getting concerned here because he's probably going to have some counter, obviously running counter spells here. But I'm not overly concerned about the walls. You know, walls are fine. I'm not concerned about destroying that enchantment. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, but how annoying? You know, could it be more annoying for him? Get rid of his birth within the next round. So just trying to decide if I want to kill that now. And, you know, I guess I'm okay sacrificing this. He'll have the opportunity to sacrifice this. But I'm not going to want to sacrifice that. So, actually, no. Let's run this now. I'm okay to sacrifice the oath. I can mortify it on his turn. Okay. Let's dump that. Okay. Resolve, we'll dump that. Another mana would have been super cool. It's like, am I okay sacrificing Atris on this next round? Again, I don't mind. I think I want the cards right now. So we'll see if this ends up being a misplay. Obviously, I know I'm going to have to sack it. Okay, well, there's a couple different ways that we might be able to retrieve this. You know, the main thing is, are we going to get 2 or 1 extra card, or 3 if this person's not paying attention? I've just seen so many people do that, where they get faced with this decision, and they mess it up, and then you actually get all 3 cards. So let's see. And we definitely like the mana because, yeah, let's take these 2. Huh. Well, either way, huh? It's too bad this one wasn't black to be able to bounce it back. Okay, no problem. Ditches that. We'll see if he's going to put anything else out. Or does he want to keep this going? He sure does. And so what I'd like to do here is I'd like to put out Teferi. We'll bounce his enchantment so that way he can sack his Teferi. Leyland. And then on top of that we'll put out Narset. And that way we can choose. And we'll probably end up keeping our set. We'll see. Always a tough call. 2, 4, 6, 7. So I really want to get the trawler out here on the next go around. And just take it to Teferi. Okay, so he's gonna get both of mine. That's cute. Okay. I have a feeling that we might end up seeing a little Dance of the Manse come into play here, which is absolutely one of my favorite cards. Alright. I think we're just gonna wait. Thought so, buddy. Goodbye. And of course, it's nice to know he's got the Shatter there as well, because that deals with our Dream Trawler. So, not cool. But let's let him play. You can go ahead and get rid of something. Yeah. Okay. So I'm starting to believe that he doesn't have any counter spells in here. There you go, buddy. All right.
There is little as exquisite as the artist.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do, man? I was hoping he wouldn't take my trawler, even though you're sitting on the Shatter the Sky anyway. Okay. What else you got? You know, we're fine with that. And we're absolutely fine with that. You know, he didn't have to do that. Maybe he thought that I was just going to wipe the board, and maybe he doesn't have anything to deal with the Planeswalker. But maybe, I think that was a little premature on his part. But, you know, they say a win is a win, and we will take that. So let's go. We're going to keep going. We're going to see if we can go ahead and clear the 7. Okay, we're going to go ahead and see if we can clear the 7 here. Who is next? Nico. All right, Nico. It's time to pay. You know, and we've been kind of getting away with it. I feel like I've been a little loosey-goosey keeping these draws with only 2 mana, and you know, we keep top decking a mana to kind of make it okay. But it's kind of risky keeping just the 2. Okay. You know, I'm going to do this. And we're going to wait on our Omen of the Sea. One of the beauties is that it does have flash. And since we have one of our Dovin's vetoes, we are going to reserve the right to counter if we choose. Do I want to counter that? I don't think so. So I'm curious here. I mean, we're looking at another Dance of the Manse, you know, style deck. Doom Foretold. It's just mana, huh? Yeah, let's switch it. I'm not sure which one should go first. Well, you're gonna get them both, Mike. We'll take the mana. And let's immediately start working this thing. Let's get a Narset out here. Just in case he's got more of these eggs. Okay. Start taking a look. We'll snag that veto. So that way he can see that. So you don't have to get aggressive. Make your play now. We might see a Doom Foretold here. We're actually quite cool with that. We're cool with that, man. Because we're going to pump another one. And later on we'll use the Teferi to bounce that Banishing Light. Or I may use this to bounce the Banishing Light. The Rider. Okay. And this is where we'll be able to have a little fun here. Take it to Teferi. Bounce the Banishing Light. Give us back our Narset. Back up to max power. Let's go ahead and use it. And he already knows that we're sitting on that veto, so... Alright, I'm going to take the Teferi and we're going to have to discard, huh? And we'll ditch a mana. Yeah, we'll deal with that. It's like, what are you going to do? Try to run your Banishing Light again? Maybe he's got two of them. You're going to have to use them both. Yes. So do I want to make it anything other than that? You know, I think I might actually be cool with letting this go. Is he going to grab the counter spell? Okay. Exploding Head. No, it's too early. Oh. Okay, he'd rather fight through those counters. I'm fine with you. Ride is no problem for us.
Here we go.
Let's just get him off the board. What do we see? Okay. And this will allow me to actually save a little juice here. Because I want that Muse. So there's no reason to run Narset right now just to grab it. No need for the assault. Okay, well he's gonna have to run 2 and he knows that. Go ahead. No, I think I'd rather keep this. So let's do this so we can... What do we get? Okay, we'll take those. Artifact or enchantment. Yeah, we'll be fine with that. He does get a card, which is annoying. But, and he'll get his Banishing Light back to his hand. That's annoying. You know, we're kind of losing the card game here. No, I want to keep him in play just to make him think a little bit more about what he's going to do with that Banishing Light. What are you going for? Okay. That's fine. I got plenty of fodder here. Stitch the Oath. So what do we want to do here? Let's find the best way to make him go ahead and sacrifice his own deal, but I kind of want cards too. So maybe what I want to do is I want to bounce my own Omen. Let's get right back in play. This will work. Let's get it like that. And let's get a little look in the book and see what this guy's got going on. Laying out in the void is not really a thing for me. That's not really a thing. It's, you know. And we're going to counter it anyway. So you can get rid of your egg. I'll get rid of the Omen. Well, he's obviously going to take away. Yeah, I gotta do it. And then that way he can get his ley line of the void out there. Okay. He's clearly excited to get that bad boy in play. Now let's resolve. We're going to make this guy play the game a little bit. I really... Tomb. It's like, do you want to keep your Doom Foretold? Now, and we could play another game with him, just to get his Doom Foretold off the battlefield once and for all. And I think, let's do that. Let's see if we can just go ahead and grab control right now. Let's bounce your Banishing Light. Actually, no. I'd rather have you get rid of that. Yeah. He was already feeling the pressure. So, there we go. Another exploding head. And so, that's what we're seeing. You know, it's there's a couple of these cards when they just hit the battlefield, people are just like, okay, you know, it's over. You know, we're not going to be able to overcome this. Okay. Let's go. 3 more wins and this is a done data. The Moss Monster. Okay. It's a little more mana heavy than I want, but you know, we've been playing them all on the other side of it, so let's see what this yields for us. Are we going to get spells? Or are we going to get flooded with mana? Okay, let's get a shrine out there. Oh, we got a patriotic deck here. Okay, so we need to move, so let's... I'd really like to get my hands on a veto if possible. Nope, Shatter the Sky. Go for Teferi. I feel like we might be seeing a Fires of Invention come... Ooh! Red, white, ooh, and black. I think we need to absolutely match that. But I want the card. And he could have a simple shock in his hand, maybe. I have a feeling that this is going to be Fires of Invention coming out right now. And so we got to get to that 5th mana and run this Elspeth Conquers Death on the fires. I should plan on that. I don't know why I'm kind of fearing Fires of Invention right now. Like, that's the card I'm worried about. And I think that's what he's looking for. I mean, why else do you got the red in here, man? What are you up to? Okay, let's put a threat out there. Let's see if the Moss Monster is paying attention. Again, every now and then we'll find someone where we get all 3 cards because they don't know what they're doing. See the mana, or this one, pretty sneaky, but I'll take these because I can cycle the deck and keep it going. Okay, that was a nice play. I hate to give up any of this stuff, but yeah, I wanted to keep the 5th mana.
Might be a bad idea.
Okay. I run that on Teferi? I just feel like I need to hold it. I feel like this dude's up to something. Let's go ahead and just apply a little bit of nightmare pressure on him. You're having a nightmare, my friend. What are you going to do about it? Okay. Get the red, white, and blue. What are we doing here, man? Yeah, no. Okay. That was super annoying. Okay. Like, seriously, you know, and it's like you're stockpiling for Fires of Invention. You should have gotten rid of the Teferi in the last round. But, you know, things happen the way that they're supposed to. I feel like I want to look so bad. But at the same point, I want to apply the pressure. Well, we're certainly not going to exile Ulthakaya. Okay, again, we might see fires here. And if we don't see fires, I'm not sure what this guy's up to. Got a lot of mana. Yeah. So it's gonna bounce my Omen. Fair enough. Okay. Would love a second blue. You know, and while we're here, why don't we just finally get that peak? Okay. Let's see what you're up to, but I'm sick and tired of it. Dance of the Manse. 2, 4, 5. I feel like we gotta get rid of the dance, but I certainly don't want to deal with another dang fairy. Okay, we'll get rid of the dance. We'll keep this. Okay, so now we know our trawler's in danger. I actually need another blue on top of that blue before I can really even mess around with it. So he's going to drop one of his fairies. Oh, he's going to go looking for something. You're going to go get Ashiok, aren't you? Don't get Ashiok. I gotta be careful. Don't say it out loud, Mike. Don't say it out loud. You jinx yourself. It's just like back when I was playing Texas Hold'em. It's like not an ace on the river, and then all of a sudden here comes that ace on the river. It's like that's what I get for saying no, right? It's like, oh no, not that. And of course, what comes out? That every time. And so now we're just flooded with plenty of. This guy might end up snaking us on. You know, we're just not moving quick enough. So we'll take that because I really should have held the swamp. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, I messed this one up. And see, what we're dealing with, this deck really isn't that powerful. What we're dealing with, like, this is ridiculous. As far as there we go, I'm the one having the nightmare. Very, very, very annoying. I feel like I kind of want that blue. I already let. Yeah, I did. Alright. But the main thing is, you know, we need to be able to lay the trawler on the next round, and from there have a way to protect it. And we got really. It's like I don't even want to say anything out loud. What are you gonna guess for, man? I cannot believe I wasn't able to smash this dude. Really. You, my friend, are just a very special individual, aren't you? I'm very, very proud of you and your weird, random deck. We are not getting any cards that we want. So we're about to scoop. Our next card is mana. I'm scooping because I'm not the kind of guy that, you know, I typically will not just sit here and take it on the chin. I mean, if we're in a qualifier or something like that, perhaps, you know, I'd grind it out to the bitter end, but, you know, I'm just looking at what we're dealing with right here, and we're just too deep. I mean, look at this. We're just flooded with mana. We're just a little too deep. Scoop. That's a bummer. But there's really no reason to continue it. You know, I mean, what are we going to play? Tyrant, Scorn, destroy that token. You know, there's really not a lot to do here. And so, okay, so, you know, I guess a little bit of a tricky deck. It'd be interesting to face that one in a best of 3. Okay, well, that changes things. You know, are we going to do this? You know, are we going to be able to get to the 7, or are we going to get stonewalled here? And we just might. You know, if we run into another goofy deck like that, if we see the old Moss Monster again, you know, red, white, blue, and black. Alright, Snoop. Okay, we only have 3, but he gets to go first. Man. Have we gone first in any of these games? I'm trying to think. It's like... Oh, jeez. What are you gonna pull? Yeah. Okay. I feel like we need to save the damage here, and I need to look right now, because obviously this dude's out to get me. Okay. Goodbye. Okay. So he's gonna get us from 3 and we'll be able to... Yeah, we got him. See if he gets his red. Nope. Okay, and we're just not going to give this thing the opportunity to get bigger. He gets his red, go ahead and put it out, man. I'm actually cool with it. I'm not you. I'm not you. You're not supposed to be there. Okay. I don't have a second white. Look at that. I want that though. Okay, let's drop this. I'm gonna save the damage. Give me a white. Ready? White. Not quite. I feel like I'm gonna let that hang out for a bit because I want the extra card. Hopefully that doesn't cost me everything. It typically does. You know, I get a little tired at night and all of a sudden it's almost like we're gambling. You know, we're taking some extra risks here. Of course, he's got a little something, something, don't you? Can't counter it. Okay. Yep. Okay, that's still not a white. We really need a white. You're not going to give it to me, are you? Okay. You're not going to give it to me, are you? I feel like I have no choice but to counter it because he's trying to set me up. The Ember Cleave, right? Set me up for the old Ember Cleave. I'm going to take my counter anyway, so. There's the attack. And so you ain't slick, dude. Come on. 1 white mana changes this. I think it's time to put him down. And now we need it. Oh my god. Might have been worth it to take. Obviously, it would have been worth it now, but there's nothing we can do here, man. Mana screwed. Oh, there's no way out. We take 8. God, a Brazen Bower would be pretty sweet right now, but that's not in the deck now, is it? So we're just gonna scoop. Yeah. Again, we had the ultimate solution in our hand, and we've had it in our hand for the majority of the game, you know, so we're 1 white mana away from really taking control of that game right there. So, you know, so we're looking at, what do we do here? Is this 4 and 3? 4 and 3? So, I mean, not terrible, but not exactly what I was looking for here with this. I'm certainly done better with it, you know, yippee yippee. Okay. So let's take a look at the deck. You know, I think we'll kind of call it at that. This deck can run exceptionally well. It was unfortunate that you know, we ran into obviously our nemesis mono red, and then on top of that, just totally got mana locked in that last game. I mean, 1 white, 1 white. You know, that could have stopped a few things. You know. The idea with keeping the Stormfist Crusader alive was that, you know, yeah, he's going to get some cards, but I also wanted some cards as well because I wanted that white mana, and so we still weren't able to get to it. You know, the only thing that could have been maybe done differently there would have been to allow the Stormfist Crusader to stay in play, tag us for 2, and then when he puts out the Rotting Regisaur, the following round be able to bounce it back to his hand. Then we would have taken, it would have just really made things cut really, really close just to get 1 extra card out of the deal. And who knows what he might have drawn. But really, you know, looking at this, you know, those Dovin's vetoes, you know, were okay, but they weren't overly effective. You know, they just really, really weren't, you know. So moving this back to the original, let me go like this. Probably bring the Tyrant Scorn back out here, which again, that's a very useful card in this thing. The Dovin's Veto, let's pull this over into our sideboard. And again, you know, we might want to look into something else here. I think I actually accidentally dumped something. What did I dump? I wonder if another Mortify might actually be a solution in here. You know, I even considered just a little bit more on the graveyard and hand removal, maybe throwing in a couple of Agonizing Remorse just for the additional card drama, you know, just to kind of be able to go after them a little bit more. You know, maybe something like this, because that's already in the sideboard. I don't know that we need 2 Disparks in here, so maybe it looks like this moving forward, just to get a little bit more on the hand control, a little bit more on the small creature removal, with the hopes of course, getting to our 2 win conditions to try to finish things off. So either way, that is Nightmare of Truths. Again, if you guys got value in the videos, make sure to if you got any value in watching the gameplay, you know, make sure to give this video a like to help support the channel. We're looking to build this thing up big time, and you know, I really just create some additional content around Magic, around using different kinds of decks, and you know, breaking things down, you know, and trying to get our way back to Mythic. You know, we were able to qualify for the last Mythic qualifier, and this is going to be a qualifying month, so we're going to be looking to get qualified, so we got to get dialed in on a deck that's going to be tier 1, that's going to be able to make it all the way. And not quite sure, you know, with Esper, you know, it's this season and now even the last season, it's just really tough to say if Esper is going to be able to get into tier 1. You know, what do you guys think about that? You know, do you think Esper has a chance to be tier 1, or is it just going to be the mono red, the mono white, the mono black, or the Simic kind of dominating this whole thing? You know, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.